Good evening, you're watching Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. Tonight, the BJP goes on the offensive in the VVIP chopper scam, decides to directly target Sonia Gandhi as her name crops up again in court proceedings in Italy. Has the Congress been cornered? Also tonight, India talks terror, but Pakistan rakes up Kashmir Samjhauta and an alleged raw agent as the Indian and Pakistani foreign secretaries meet. Is anyone in Islamabad listening to India? That's coming up a little later. But first, it's all set to be the next big political battleground in Parliament. The BJP has decided to personally target Sonia Gandhi in the 3,600 crore VVIP chopper scam. This after her name, along with the name of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, has come up again in court proceedings last week. Vishnu Shom now joins us for more on that. Vishnu, first, give us the very specific references that are there to Sonia Gandhi, which have come out earlier as well, but which are now being seized on by the BJP to make this a big political issue in Parliament.
Well, Nidhi, there are a couple of mentions. There are 2 or 3 times that Sonia Gandhi's name has been mentioned. Now, let me get straight to the point. This is the first instance, and this is a bit of a letter written by one of the middlemen in this deal, Guido Hashka, and it quotes, it's a letter between him and Christian Michel, who is actually in hiding. He is the main person who is the middleman over here. And the content of this letter is very simple. It says that Mrs. Gandhi is driving this deal to replace Mi-8 helicopters with a newer VIP helicopter. A newer VIP helicopter is what she wants to fly on. That's a rough translation, but that's what this part actually has to mention. If you go down the same page, you've got a mention of Ahmed Patel, who is the secretary of Sonia Gandhi. You've got mention also of Pranab Mukherjee, but Oscar Fernandez. But I should mention that just the mention of a name, the inclusion of a name doesn't at all imply that they are guilty of anything. And that in fact is the key point. There is nothing in this document which indicates that there is a money trail leading right up to any Congress leaders. There is only mention of their name. But there is another very interesting mention, this one of Prime Minister, or the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. And this is a letter written by one of the executives of Agusta, Westland, when he was actually in jail. He felt that he was connected enough to actually reach out to the office of Prime Minister Singh through the Italian Prime Minister, Mr. Monti, and also the Italian Ambassador, Mr. Terracciano, to London. And this is actually the writing over here of one of these people who was in jail, one of the top executives, in fact, of Agusta, Westland. And finally, again, there is a document between Michel, the main middleman who I've mentioned, and Guido Hashka, who worked very closely with him. Another middleman, Hashka, is based in Switzerland, Michel apparently based in the United Kingdom, which talks of the payoffs. And I find this particularly interesting. Again, just to repeat, we do not know if the money actually went to anybody or this was a planned disbursal of bribe money, as it were. But it says Air Force, 6 million euros should go to the AF, possibly the Air Force Chief, the Deputy Chief, the Director General of Maintenance. This is BOR, which refers to bureaucracy. DS is Defense Secretary. JS Air is Joint Secretary Air. DG Acquisitions. These are all very important people in the Ministry of Defense. And finally, to politicians and to FAM, which refers to family. It's 15 to 16 million euros of the 30 million need to go to these players. Now, who are these players? There is AP, is that Ahmed Patel? Again, it's just 2 initials over here, but Mr. Patel, who is the secretary to Sonia Gandhi, his name is mentioned elsewhere in the judgment. And FAM, we are led to believe, refers to the family of the former chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal S.P. Tyagi, who is an accused in this particular case and against whom there is an investigation underway. Nidhi?
All right. Well, Vishnu, thanks very much for that. In fact, this has become a huge political issue now in Parliament, as we were mentioning. Let's just take a look at what the BJP strategy is now going to be on the floor of the House.
Under attack for weeks, the BJP has now decided to name Congress Chief Sonia Gandhi in the Agusta chopper deal case. While the details are being worked out how to raise it in Parliament, they're going to rely on this Italian court order to name both Sonia Gandhi and a close political aide, Ahmed Patel.
We know which document is being referred to. It's an unsigned document. We should not make any loose comments. We are talking about The Congress President talking about the Congress leadership?
In 2010, the then Congress-led government ordered 12 of them for VIP travel. But after allegations of kickback, the order was cancelled in January 2014.
Augusta Westland is not an isolated incident. It is a series of acts of gross impropriety and corruption which has become the byword of the UPA 1 and UPA 2.
An Italian court last week reportedly said that the UPA government did not share critical information on the deal. After that judgment, the BJP now wants a debate in Parliament, targeting the top Congress leaders. The Congress says it has nothing to hide.
He won the case. As a result, we got all the money and little more that. We got little more than what we paid to them by way of bank guarantee.
The BJP wants to go on the offensive over the Agusta Westland deal and cite it as yet another example of the corruption that took place during UPA's tenure. But the Congress has a counter question. Why has the Modi government removed the manufacturer of Agusta Westland from the list of blacklisted companies? Something that the UPA had done. With Sunil Prabhu in New Delhi, Sandeep Phukan, NDTV.
Joining us tonight, senior Congress leader and Rajya Sabha MP Abhishek Singhvi. Sambit Patra, spokesperson of the BJP, joins us. We're also joined by Francesca Marino, senior journalist from Rome, and Aarti Jarath is here in the studio with us. Let me ask you first, Abhishek Singhvi, that it looks bad. When you look at, the references that are made to Sonia Gandhi, Abhishek Singhvi, in this letter, it talks about her as being the main driving force in this deal and how that the top Congress leadership should be targeted for clinching the deal. How does the Congress not believe that this isn't an issue? This is clearly something in which the party is on the back foot.
Absolutely not, and it is ridiculous if these kind of absolutely baseless defamatory allegations are made, and I certainly reserve to myself the right to take all appropriate action in defamation law as well. But let me tell you a few facts, and I hope you'll give me at least 120 seconds. The very first and simple point is that there is no finding, I repeat, no finding, prima facie, interim or final, tentative or otherwise, by any Italian court remotely suggesting that money was paid or taken. Number two, what is being bandied around are unsigned internal documents which have not been adjudicated, which have not been decided, which are not part of any finding in any judgment of the lowest court, prima facie or interim, of course not final. Thirdly, the kind of actions which were taken, remember, and I mean this has been said earlier, but it needs to be reminded to you, Nidhi, the very fact that Augusta came into the picture was by reducing the altitude requirement to 6,000 to 4,500, something which the NDA did. The Defence Ministry at that time complained that they were not taken into confidence, that the PMO was not taken, only two people did it, the then Prime Minister and Mr. Brijesh Mishra. Subsequently, when this blew up in 2012, look at the amazing set of actions we have taken. Is it possible that anybody could be complicit? We have written to Rome, we directly went to the prosecutor, we intervened in the proceedings, we cancelled the contract, we recovered the bank guarantee, we seized the helicopters, and most importantly, we blacklisted the company. Now cut to 2014, Mr. Modi, and I must repeat this because it is vital. The Attorney General gives an opinion, the result of which under this government is A, all contracts ongoing with Phenomenica continue, blacklisting gone, ongoing contracts. 2, all contracts with respect to spares go on, continue. Contracts with Russian manufacturers where Fenica Group is involved in any manner, back end or middle end or front end, will continue. And we had banned all, we had blacklisted everything. It will be allowed to participate in all tenders, but if there are multiple options, then they will not be considered. So for sole option contracts, they can participate in all tenders. There are many other examples I have.
You've made your point. You're
there
saying
is yet no answer.
You're
Why
saying
does
they
this
removed the company from the
2014
blacklist. You're
do
saying
this?
they removed the company from the blacklist. Let me take
No,
that
I'm
point.
saying two things.
Yeah.
I'm saying three things. Just half a minute. Three things. One, the maximum coercive action against this company, including CBI and ED in India and following up abroad, is done by UPA. 2. Blacklisting has been removed by this government, no explanation. 3. Not a single prima facie or final finding of any kind by any court. How do you just react like this?
Okay, Sambit Patra, let me take those 3 points to you. Sambit, let me take those 3 points to you. First, on the issue of Sonia Gandhi, as Abhishek Singhvi says, there is nowhere that suggests anywhere, at least with the documents that are available right now, that any money was paid or was taken by her or Manmohan Singh. Secondly, on the issue of these being unsigned documents. And thirdly, Sambit, on the issue of your government then actually removing Finmeccanica from the blacklist.
No, he was right when you said that all the money was not taken by Sonia Gandhi. The larger part was taken by Sonia Gandhi, the lesser amounts were distributed amongst the others. But coming to the core point, I mean, look,
that's a very serious charge you're making. You're saying that she's directly benefited from this? You're saying that she's taken bribes for this? Is that what you're saying? Because
this is not.
That's an accusation you're making, and that's a serious accusation. I'm asking you on record.
I'm coming to the point. I'm coming to the point. I'll state everything on record.
I hope he owns up to it.
I mean,
I hope he owns up
Abhishek,
to it.
I'll own up to everything. You have to be patiently hearing me. Please don't threaten me with defamations, and you are a senior politician.
I am not threatening anyone.
Hear me out.
These are all laws available to everyone. You should
all right, Sambit, go ahead.
Let me come.
Please say it. Yes. Please say it.
Number one, note that we are discussing a judgment of an appellate court of Milan, that is of Italy, and it's equivalent to a high court in India. And remember, we are not discussing about a court in a third world country where the judiciary of the country may be under question. European courts are held with highest esteem by the Supreme Court of India, and likewise the Supreme Court of India and the High Court of India is held in highest esteem in Europe. We both look upon each other as far as judgment is concerned. So a judgment which indicts the Finmeccanica group, and the judgment which in fact sentences the chief of Finmeccanica group for 4.5 years with certain proof in front of it, naturally is taken quite seriously in India as well. Number two, as far as Sonia Gandhi is concerned, let me in fact correct Vishnu Show, who said that about 2 or 3 times Sonia Ji's name was taken. About 4 times, to be precise, 4 times Sonia Ji's name has been taken in this judgment. 193, page number 193 categorically speaks about Sonia Gandhi, and in fact, as Abhishek rightly pointed out, it draws from the papers, the letters that was written between the various agents. In fact, one of the letters between Christian Michel, who was the main middleman, writing this letter to the Indian head, that is Hallett. The letter reads, as you rightly pointed out, Sonia is the main driving force behind the deal, and she will no longer fly in the existing Mi-8 choppers, that is the Russian-bought choppers. And there are a number of other things about Sonia Gandhi that this letter mentions.
That means bribery.
So natural. Just a second. As far as the bribery is concerned, sir, the court in Italy has convicted the Finmeccanica chief and the ex-chief with 4.5 years in jail because of the fact that bribery was given, because they were the bribe givers. Now, if they are the bribe givers, naturally the corollary is there has to be some people in India, because this deal was in India, who are bribe takers. And the names that have cropped up, Sonia Gandhi, 4 others. Sir, I was not disturbing you in the middle.
No, but Sambit, what is the conclusive proof? What is the conclusive proof?
Why are you all so disturbed?
But one second. Sambit, what is the conclusive proof?
Was I disturbing, Abhishek?
Sambit, what is the conclusive proof here that the court has said that the people who received those bribes was Sonia Gandhi, Manmohan Singh and Ahmed Patel?
Remember, if the conclusive proofs have been there, naturally Sonia Gandhi would not have been sitting within the premises of the 10 Janpad. She would have been elsewhere. That the whole thing is still going on, that the whole issue is still within the looks of the courts of India, and the CBI is looking into it. Naturally, that is the reason as to why in a democratic country with evidences we are having a debate. Or should we not have a debate? I told you this is an Italian court. This is no third world Somalian court that we can just write it off. And when they mention, it's it's not once. Remember, the Italian court said that the UPA government did not give the required papers, the required help, in fact, so that the justice can come to a conclusive end or a logical end. And to this, in fact, if you would go, from where do they draw this inspiration? They draw this inspiration in page 163 of the judgment from a letter that Orsi, the main, just a second, that Orsi wrote from his cells in July 2013, that call Monti, that is the Prime Minister of Italy, or Ambassador Terracino, in my name, to ask him to call PM Singh so that he intervenes and sees to it that the whole proceeding is stalled somewhere.
All right, let me give Abhishek Singhvi a chance to respond to that before I open it up to the two journalists who can give us some much needed neutral perspective. Yes.
This is Nidhi, the most fantastic example of Aristotelian deductive logic I have seen. Yes, somebody is convicted of bribe in Italy. No doubt bribes have been received in India, which, by the way, Mr. Patra did not say, Mr. BJP did not say, but the Defence Minister of India, Mr. Anthony, said on the floor of Parliament 3 years ago. Yes, bribes have been given. Ergo, those bribes have travelled only to Sonia Gandhi. That's the logic and the level of logic. 2, he forgets that these helicopters were for VIPs only. This started with Mr. Vajpayee for flying of VIPs. The sentence he has read means that the main driving force means the VIPs want to fly on this and will be flying on this because of security reasons. That is the purpose of buying Agusta. 3rd, please ask him to read any part of the judgment he is holding, which remotely suggests, he has read one part, I have explained that, which remotely suggests that there is any statement even, unverified, uncross-examined, unfound, but even a statement alleging that X gave bribe to Patel, Sonia Gandhi, or anybody. Listen, if you make a charge, we are here to answer it. Please read this unverified judgment.
All right, let me get Francesca into this first. Francesca and Aarti.
He is driving
Sambit, I'll give you a moment.
VIPs will fly on this.
I will ask Sambit that question, but Francesca, you're listening to this political debate that's taking place here in India. But what can you tell us about this court order, which, you know, I think bits and pieces have come out in whatever has been translated. But what more can you tell us about what it says?
Okay, this Mr. Christian Michael have been charged before in Italy with bribery, and I don't know. I mean, like, for some now he's considered.
I'm going to interrupt there because I think we're having a problem with that Skype connection, and I'll try and get back to Francesca because she knows this case well. But Aarti, if you could weigh in on the politics of this, because is this something that really has cornered the Congress in Parliament, with the Congress that was hoping to corner the government on Uttarakhand now suddenly finds itself on the defensive? Or do you think that the attack lacks teeth?
Well, you know, Nidhi, this reminds me so much of what happened with the Bofors case, you know, where the whole thing became so political that even today we don't know the real truth of what happened in Bofors. Were bribes paid? Who were the bribes received by? You know what happened. And the main people who were mentioned in that, one died, Rajiv Gandhi, the Hindujas were acquitted, and Quattrochi escaped. And mind you, Quattrochi escaped not just with the help of the UPA government, but even the NDA government when he was holed up in Malaysia. So, you know, what I feel is that there is a CBI inquiry on. That inquiry was ordered by the UPA government in 2013. It's been 3 years. Now, the BJP is in power. It's had 2 years and it's going to be here for another 3 years. It has enough time to go into this whole thing and find out the details and find out who, you know, what actually happened. And I think this government owes it to the nation that they get to the truth of it rather than making this into a political battle. They should serve the cause of justice. You know, there's some very important people who've been named apart from the political leaders. The former Air Chief Marshal, his family, senior bureaucrats.
He'll be joining us on the
program shortly. There's so many people whose reputations are at stake here. So I think, you know, the government owes it to everybody concerned.
What do you think of the references to Sonia Gandhi? What do you think based on what we've seen?
From whatever has come out, I mean, there is no evidence of a clear financial trail to her. She was the driving force behind the deal, maybe. But firstly, I don't know why, you know, what is the proof that she was the driving force behind the deal? This is the claim made by somebody who's an accused who is now in jail. And the same man has drawn in the names of so many people. I mean, from Sonia Gandhi to Pranab Mukherjee to Ahmed Patel to, you know, Veerappa Moily. I mean, all kinds of names he's drawn in. And you know, what exactly is he accusing them of? I mean, Sonia Gandhi was the driving force of many things that happened during UPA, some good, some bad.